Good evening and welcome to all to our first Montreal Chapter Solomon Leadership Program graduation ceremony. I would like to give a special welcome to Rabbi Krasnatsky and Rebbetzin Dina Krasnatsky and all of the Montreal Solomon team. I'd like to specifically welcome Mr. Daxa Silva, who made the Solomon program possible at Chabad of TMR. You truly represent the spirit of a leader who creates leaders. Welcome to Mr. Erwin Kramer, our guest speaker this evening. I would also like to welcome our incredibly dedicated mentors of Solomon. Without you, none of this would be possible. Finally, welcome to our fellows and to all of their families who have supported the fellows throughout this past year. My name is Yair Budana, and I would like to mention how incredible this year has been for me. As a result of this program, I have learned to prioritize character in my life, to live my life according to the ideology of right is might, that doing the right thing is doing the strong thing. I have learned the importance of a moral compass and how it is essential for success. The mentorship and discussions between the fellows was the best part of this program, and this is where I have learned the most. The things that I have understood throughout this program, I am sure will guide every single one of us, all of us, the fellows throughout our life, as is my wish. Thank you to all the speakers and the mentors who taught us countless important concepts, and a big thank you to my fellows who opened my eyes to the multiple different points of views of every single person. Tonight we will hear remarks from Rabbi Krasnatsky, several of our fellows, and our guest speaker, Mr. Erwin Kramer. I hope tonight's ceremony will afford you an appreciation of our experiences as fellows this year, and all the ways that we have grown, gained, and prepared for our role as the future's leaders.
Hello, good evening, welcome. So nice to see our graduating fellows who we've seen almost week in, week out throughout the program, working hard at learning and developing your leadership abilities and skills. And every one of you really shone in your own unique way. This week, we are going to be marking on Tuesday, the 11th day in Nisan, the 120th birthday of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the inspiration of our Chabad and everything we do here. And throughout the world, this day is being proclaimed as Education Day, because one thing that I think you've all picked up during this year-long endeavor is that through education, through focusing your efforts in the right direction, and through developing the right skills, there is no ceiling to what you can achieve in life. And to us, we look forward to you being great Jewish leaders, the ones who will build our future to even greater heights. And just to finish off, we are in the month of Nisan. Nisan is the month of great miracles. It's not only great miracles. In this month, God taught us you got to go big. When He took the Jews out of Egypt, there wasn't a sideshow. The whole world stopped and watched as God chose the Jewish people and took us out to become a nation who will make an impact and a difference in the world. So in life, go big. Don't dream small, dream big, do big, and many great things will come from all of you. So we want to wish Mazel Tov to all of you. We want to wish Mazel Tov to the family, the parents. We want to thank very much, which we'll have a chance to do more in detail soon, the mentors and the guest speakers, and our dear friend Daxa Silva helped make this whole program able to happen, and to really be able to see our future looks great. Mazel Tov.
I am a prospective leader. Am I truly capable to hold this power? I want to lead, I want to inspire, I want to help change the world. I am a prospective leader. Here at Solomon, I've gained knowledge. Empowerment runs through my veins. I've learned the ways of communication, yet I worry about my strategies. Perhaps my judgments won't be legitimate. Despite my challenges, I am standing here in front of you. I am becoming a leader. I've understood the tolerance, I've accepted the arguments, my values are intact, the key to life is persistence. Solomon is now over. It's now time to say, see you later to my associates. You never know, we might meet once more in the world of politics. I am now a leader.
Thank you everyone for coming this evening. My name is Alana Ipergin, and tonight we gather to celebrate leadership. I believe that we need to redefine leadership as being about the small, impactful moments. You see, we make leadership about changing the world, but what if we can change one person's understanding of it? That is what I strive to accomplish every day, and the Solomon Leadership Program set me one step closer to my goal. It all started with character. My fellows and I entered the room and put on our badges for the first time. We entered with a common goal: to change, to grow, to learn, and to lead. The pillar of character stood as the base for all others. It instilled in us the traits and values needed to conquer the Solomon program one step at a time. Through every homework assignment, essay, and meeting, we turn back to our moral values which were set up from the very beginning. With our core values determined from the start, we were able to change immediately, not only as leaders, but as individuals. Personally, I learned to allow my values to lead to my conclusions. My values were instilled in me from a young age at home and in school. Core values are the values we hold that form the foundation on which we conduct ourselves and relate to others. Over time, I have realized that my core values are family, balance, community, ambition, and passion. As well, I allow Judaism and the Torah to guide me in my daily life, my interactions with others, my strategies, and the judgments I make. Before making any decisions, we must ask ourselves if the judgment being made is considered upright, ethical, and virtuous. We must do no harm, and we must lead with humility and altruism. Most importantly, we must remember that sometimes, in order to follow our moral compass, we have to make unpopular decisions to stand up for what we believe in. In society, one of the most common character traits we see is that many people simply lack the courage to ask for help. We have this odd belief that we should be able to do it all on our own, that asking for help is a sign of weakness. Just the opposite is true. The power of mentorship is unbelievable. In business and in life in general, there are so many times when we can become stuck in a place, simply spinning our wheels and making no progress forward. One of the most effective ways to avoid this is with the help of mentors. Through the Solomon Leadership Program, I had the opportunity of having a personal mentor. I was placed with David Kako, and I could not have asked for a better fit. David gave me so much thoughtful and genuine advice that I had never received before. I would like to thank David for guiding Yair, Raphael, and myself through every pillar and truly assisting us on a more profound level. Parents, I'd like to take a moment to thank you all. Your dedication and involvement in our lives are the reasons we strive to succeed and lead selflessly with our hearts. You remain our greatest mentors, and for that we're so very grateful. Today I stand before you as a graduate of the Solomon Leadership Program. I would like to thank the people who made this reality possible. Savannah, Rabbi Moshe, and our amazing mentors and speakers, thank you for leading and bringing the Solomon Leadership Program to life in Montreal. My fellows, thank you. Each and every one of us put in demanding work to make it to this moment, and we're finally here. Congratulations. To conclude, I would like to share a quote that spoke to me recently. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, Yechonon Libracha, said, "Others wait for something to happen, leaders make things happen. While others curse the darkness, a leader lights a light." We gather here today on a greater mission. We gather to celebrate lighting lights in times of darkness. We gather to drive change, to make things happen when no one else is. And we gather to celebrate newly founded leaders. Thank you.
Conference on the Solomon Leadership Program. And I can tell you without any question that the Solomon Leadership Program is an international jewel in leadership development. With that said, my hopes for the Solomon graduates are as follows. Regarding character, I hope you stand up for the values you hold dear. Stand up for what's right in the most difficult of circumstances, as this is when your courage and integrity will be tested. Regarding vision, I hope you can envision what is and compare it to what should be, and then lead to narrow that gap. Regarding communication, I hope you remember the communication and your emotional intelligence that goes along with that. It's what connects us with others, and it's literally the vehicle through which a good leader leads, so never forget that. Regarding tolerance, I hope that throughout your life, you choose to fight intolerance and show others how differences are a deep strength of our humanity. Regarding persistence and grit, in leading yourself, I hope you're able to stay the course on reaching your potential and becoming the person you can be, and also helping others to develop their persistence and grit. Regarding empowerment, I hope you support others throughout your life as leaders grow other leaders and seek to provide opportunities for others. Regarding strategy, I hope you're strategic and intentional in your actions as a leader to serve others. Too many leaders do not fare well in difficult and challenging winds, so hold strong. Regarding judgment, I hope you choose the path of the hard right versus the easy wrong throughout your life. Finally, you know that the bar has been raised for you regarding leadership. You're a graduate of the Solomon Leadership Program. While we have high expectations for you, I'm sure you can feel those changes in expectations of yourself from inside yourself. Remember, the world is in dire need of leadership. And finally, remember this. When I look at the success or failures in business, government, society, in virtually every case, situation, and scenario, leadership was not a difference, but the difference. Leadership matters, so do it right. With that said, it's time for you to lead. May you have Godspeed. Congratulations, Solomon graduates. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Very happy to be here to celebrate. And I'm going to call each one of you to receive the certificate. Rabbi Moshe and Dina, they are going to give to you. So I would like to call Liora Ben Dayan.
I'm not going to graduating.
Please, Adam Betan.
I just want to excuse for the graduates that, we live in a COVID world, a lot of complications. Even to make a graduation is full of complications. Things got stuck in shipping and customs. The special awards for the fellows, also for the mentors. You'll get it this week, but we don't have it all. But imagine it's all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yair Boadana.
Adam.
Eitan El-Kaim. Miriam Gellerman, Rafael Hazan, Noah Hazan Meir, Ilana Ifergan,
Ah, now we got someone my height. Here.
No, you, not yet. Yeah, right, left, perfect. There you go. 1, 2, and one more. Thanks.
Jane Marcos,
The way you call it. Perfect.
All right, here we go.
In a row. Perfect.
Right here, Rabbi. Take 1, 2, and one more.
Eddie Machar,
Beautiful, right here. There you go. 1, 2, and one more. Thank you.
Gabriela Perez,
Right here. 1, 2, one more.
Liron Selam,
There you go. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Thank you.
Elena Zold,
Move a little, Imana.
Right here. There we go. 1, 2, and one more.
Beautiful.
and Maya Steinberg.
Right here. 1, 2, and one more. Thank you.
We're missing one graduate, unfortunately, is not well. Couldn't come. Joshua Bratton. We want to give a round of applause for another great fellow. And let's give a big round of applause for our first graduating class and group of fellows, our future leaders. Okay, everyone take your seats, please.
Good evening. My name is Rafael Hazan, and I would like to introduce you the most valuable contributors to our program. Perhaps the most unique aspect of the Solomon Leadership Program is our mentors. We have the curriculum and we have the guest speakers, but the ones who bring leadership to life are the mentors. Our mentors graciously dedicate their precious time, their expert knowledge, and their vast array of life experience and wisdom to us, their fellows. For 2 hours twice a month, we receive their undivided attention as they put their busy lives on hold to spend time with us. I would like to give a special mention to an exceptional man who did not only embodied values of leadership, but also what of a mensch. My mentor, David Kakan, has made this program very rewarding. Mr. Kakan is extremely inspiring and passionate, and I am very grateful to that I was blessed to be a part of his group of fellows. I learned so much from all his stories, anecdotes, and experiences. David Cacan has taught me to never be afraid of the unknown and to embrace failure. Over the course of the program, David has taught me many valuable lessons that I will never forget and will apply to many different aspects of my life. David has taught me the importance and power of incorporating Torah in our life by tzedakah, and also the key role of your wife to your success. Thank you, Chabad Amar, Rabbi Karnansky, Solomon Leadership Program, and my wonderful mentor, David Cacan. In conclusion, I would like to personally thank my mentor, David Cacan, as well as represent all the fellows as I thank my mentors, Mr. Warren Chisling, Mr. John Pfeiffer, Mr. Dean Mendel, and Mr. Steve Sabag.
Let's go back to the beginning of the names. Savannah, come up. Where's Dina? Dina, you're here. So, you just heard the secret of this program, besides an incredible curriculum, is the mentors. And this is the first year we did this, and I wasn't sure, people who are busy in their own lives, and we're all busy, but people are busy, have a lot of things going on in their life, have been quite successful, there are a lot of people calling on them, and the mentors gave tremendous dedication. They put in the time to read each one of the fellows' homework and answers that they did, and then relate to them during the sessions that we had. It's really a big yasher koach that's deserved. So 3 of our mentors are here. Unfortunately, one of our mentors has a graduation of his daughter today. He really wanted to be here. He was struggling, but unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight. And another one had a family emergency just right before the program. So we're going to call up those who are here. Savannah.
So I would like to call Mr. Warren Chisling.
As we said, the real award is en route, but meanwhile, a little token.
Now I would like to call John Pfeiffer. And please come, Mr. Steve Sebak.
David Cacan and Dean Mendel. Would love to be here in the heart and spirits.
Good evening. My name is Adam Batan. This year, we have been privileged to hear from an esteemed guest speaker at each session. Each speaker highlighted their real-life experiences with that each session's pillar, candidly discussing their journeys to leadership with us, an intimate room full of leaders and future leaders. The speakers who addressed us this year were Ms. Julie Gnavish, Mr. Daniel Asulin, Mr. Stephen Brofman, Mr. David Nathaniel, Mr. Dax De Silva, Mr. Robert Luxembourg, and finally, Dr. Gila Dalia. I was personally inspired by the words of Stephen Brothman, who, by talking about his life, his experiences, and his passion for sports, allowed me to access my full potential regarding my passion for soccer and incorporating it into my future career. For instance, one of these experiences is his attempt to bring Major League Baseball back to Montreal. Here, he demonstrated character, vision, persistence, and strategy, all qualities needed to be a true leader. Since hearing his inspiring speech, I have done everything in my power to become a better person in my everyday life and work my hardest to be able to work in the sports industry. Tonight, we will be addressed by Mr. Erwin Kramer, and I am sure we will each hear our own long-lasting inspiration in his words. Mr. Erwin Kramer is a successful entrepreneur, philanthropist, and role model. He was a pioneer in commercial software, starting a software firm in 1968. He ultimately founded 2 state-of-the-art software firms and developed both companies from one-man startups to major world-class players in the field. Following his retirement, Mr. Kramer devotes much of his time to philanthropy and community activities, helping the poor and sick and guiding entrepreneurs on how to build their own companies. Mr. Kramer also devotes a considerable amount of time to supporting and enhancing other organizations, including the Jewish General Hospital Foundation, receiving the JGH Foundation Outstanding Service Award in recognition of his leadership as Treasurer and Grants Committee Chair and in appreciation of his personal generosity and devotion to so many foundation initiatives and activities. Erwin supports and is a major donor to other community and charitable organizations, including the Miriam Home for Autism and Mentally Handicapped People, CJA, Chabad TMR for support of poor families, Sun Youth, and others. At the Shah Sion in Montreal, he rebuilt the chapel, which was renamed the Kramer Family Chapel. He is vice chairman of the Foundation for a Bright Future, a charitable foundation that supports the needs of underrepresented and underprivileged children. He is a past board member of the Jewish Community Foundation and is chairman of the board of several leading technology companies in Canada, Europe, and the USA. He is also on the advisory board of Black Dragon Capital, a US-based private equity firm. I am now honored to call up Mr. Kramer to share his inspiring words of wisdom with us. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Mr. Kramer was another situation that he couldn't come, so we recorded his message this morning.
I want to thank Rabbi Moshe for asking me to address the graduating class of the Solomon Leadership Program. The program is a very unique program, and I must say that if you are able to follow and act in accordance with the 8 pillars, the chances of being successful in whatever you do will be greatly increased. Being a leader is critical for success in business and other fields. And as you can observe from the 8 pillars, there are many facets to becoming a great leader. I will relate to you some of my own experiences and the pillars and principles I learned over the years. My business background is that I founded 2 software technology companies that became world leaders in their fields. Both companies were started with a vision. In the first company, my vision was to develop computerized systems to automate and streamline the business processes of enterprises in specific industries. I spent years building the company. When the company was sold in 1997, we employed close to 1,000 people in Canada, United States, Europe, and Asia, and was a world leader in software systems for apparel, footwear, and retail companies. Following the sale of this company, I had a vision to develop internet cloud-based systems, as the internet offered unlimited computing power at reasonable, attractive costs as compared to the traditional in-house legacy systems. I felt that I was graduating to a new technology that would eliminate many of the deficiencies with in-house computer systems. I spent months developing a plan for the business. The concept was unique and unproven. I discussed it with various people in the systems field, and I decided to go ahead with the plan. I started a company called iCongo and began hiring people to develop the systems. It was not an easy task in a new industry with a new unproven concept using new technologies. There were many challenges to overcome. For example, in the early days, the internet was very slow and very few households and businesses had internet access. Some of our early competitors were paying companies to entice them to use their systems. At the end, there was a meltdown. Many early internet companies went out of business, and this created skepticism in the marketplace about if the internet would be viable. We held our ground. We were confident and firmly believed that we had a viable solution. Over the first couple of years, we were able to prove ourselves in the marketplace. We then merged with a European company called Hybris, and a year later were acquired by SAP. Several of the pillars mentioned in your courses were first learned by me while growing up. My dad and mom came to Canada at a very young age in the 1920s. My dad had a furniture store in the east end of Montreal and worked hard and long hours. He was very charitable. I remember whenever there was a fire in the area, the Catholic church priest would come to him and ask him to donate furniture to the impoverished families. He never refused. I also remember that he once found a wallet near his store and called the person who owned the wallet. That person was a newspaper reporter and wrote a beautiful story in the newspaper about my father. I learned from my dad the importance of honesty, integrity, and respect for others. These were the pillars that enabled me to gain the respect of others, develop loyalty and trust of team members in my company, and the trust of others. I was a good listener and respected others around me, no matter what their position, color of skin, or sexual orientation. My door was always open for anyone to come talk to me. One of the very important pillars is the ability to effectively communicate. A leader should be able to effectively communicate what their vision is, what their strategies are, what their plans are, and so on. Communication could be verbal and in writing. Good communicators show passion and conviction in their communications. Why do some people succeed and others with much better educations do not succeed? My answer is character and personality. People must like and trust you. At university, I studied finance and accounting, and I decided that I wanted to get involved in the computer industry. Following the designation and the achievement of my CPA designation, I went on to Columbia University hoping to take some computer courses, but there were few courses to take as computer sciences were still in the infant stage. Nevertheless, I was fascinated by systems, and following graduation, I started Richter Systems, and we were one of the first companies to develop software on many computers. I loved what I was doing, and every day was a challenge and a day of accomplishment. One very important pillar of success is that you must love what you are doing. You will spend a lot of time at work, so it is critical that you are in a field that you love. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple Computers, said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night, saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. In building these companies, there were several other very important principles that I followed which led to success. These principles included setting up effective and motivated teams, building up loyalty through honesty and integrity. A good leader surrounds himself or herself with a strong team of people. Setting up realistic goals and objectives and monitoring actual performance against these goals and objectives. As a leader in my company, I led by example. I worked hard and would not ask anyone to do something that I would not do. I had a motto: the harder you work, the luckier you become. A leader should have role models as well, and being a role model is also very important. A leader should be a good listener. Listen to employees and customers. You will learn a lot, especially if there are good suggestions and/or complaints. Leaders are judged if they can execute their plans on a timely basis. Good execution requires a leader to be passionate, have a sense of urgency about their work, understand the environment that they are working in, and have good business sense and street smarts. This fits into the 8 pillars you all learned about. Another important principle I learned was to think big. The most successful leaders think big. That's how they got to where they are. You must have moxie and not be afraid to fail in your execution, as there is always a plan B. Lastly, but very important for leadership, is personality. People have to respect and like you. Family and spiritual values are critical. Never stop learning. I want to congratulate the graduating class of 2021-22 and wish you all the best in your careers. Thank you.
fellows closes the program, I want to call up, as was mentioned at the beginning, the one we had a dream to bring this great program I've heard about, Solomon, to Montreal, and things needed to be done to make it happen, and without the support of our dear friend Dax De Silva, who was one of the speakers as well, we couldn't have brought it, and you wouldn't have had this great program here. So I want to call Dax up and give a personal thank you for making this possible. Your word is also in the said, it's run by the fellows.
Good evening. My name is Jane Marcus, and tonight I have the privilege of ending this beautiful graduation. I would first like to thank the administration for their dedication and the mentors for being so incredible. A special mention goes to my mentor, Mr. Dean Mandel. It has truly been such an honor to learn from all of you. Finally, I would like to commemorate the hard work I and my fellows have done. During the past year at Solomon, we have learned about 8 pillars of being a leader: character, tolerance, communication, vision, empowerment, persistence, strategy, and finally judgment. Each one teaches you how to advance as a leader. These pillars will guide and be the foundation on which to live the rest of our lives. With the Solomon Leadership Program, we have been given that gift and opportunity to spend time before the hard times of life, therefore to prepare and learn systematically so that we may face life with confidence. For example, what is persistence? To be a leader, you need to fail a couple times, and not just small failures, but big ones. I've had many failures, but honestly, without them, I wouldn't be motivated to continue to work hard and achieve goals that were so unrealistic to me a couple of years ago. My mentor, Dean Mandel, helped me realize that you need to have passion for what you believe, because without passion, you can't move people or be driven to do something you truly want to do. It's one of the many skills I received through the Solomon Leadership Program and hope to carry with me into the future. This graduation is a start. It's the start of a new way of life. We as fellows need to take the skills that we've gained and apply them to the crazy roller coaster of life. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you again for the amazing opportunity. I wish everyone health and a happy Passover.
That was the closing remark. I want to invite everyone to come celebrate in the room behind. There's some food, get a chance to take pictures, and share your feelings. And really, everyone was a star, and we thank everyone who came. Fellows, mentors, guest speakers, parents, dear friends of Chabad, and Silvana, thank you very much for really being the spirit behind it.